Hello, YouTube family and friends. As you can see, I'm cooking because I'm hosting a Father's Day cookout for two wonderful men that are young fathers. And I'm going to sit and I'm going to talk with them. And while I'm talking to them, why don't you listen in? Let's have some fun. It's Father's Day as a Black Dad style.
Hey everybody, happy Father's Day.
Big Mike in the house. Big Mike here. You know he gonna eat. Anytime there's some food, he eating. He eating.
Hey everybody, happy Father's Day.
Mr. French is in the house. Mr. French is here.
5 minutes later.
You're slow. You're slow.
No, this your platform.
You're slow. You're slow, buddy.
You do what you want to do.
Don't forget, Michael, you breathe down beyond the fluid.
I'm talking about you using certain words, but you can do what you want to do.
That is true. I did have Boys in the Hood. I saw it when my son was about to be born, and I put it on. Me and my brother went and seen it, and I said, and Furious style made me say I got to step up to being a dad. Cause I couldn't be the dad my dad was, cause my son couldn't have handled it. He fell apart. You be soft right now. I mean, you soft already, but you be softer.
Hold on, why would I be so?
If I had raised you like my dad, and with the harshness and the, well, you couldn't have took it. You know, new generation. You know how y'all new generations are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all are so much tougher.
I had Mr. French over watching what was that? Traumaville, Toxic Avengers.
No sticky, no washy.
He was ready to cry.
Oh no.
He's ready to cry with Toxic Avengers.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a rite of passage. They make you watch a horrible parody-like movie from the 80s. They're just awful.
It was
I'm
good.
glad I missed out on that.
It was good.
That and like cop thrillers. It's like it's that and just horrible like parody-type horror movies. But the horror monster is the hero of the story. But it's like so bad that you can't take it seriously. So it's sad and
Why you put him through that?
Cause he had to learn how to be a dad.
yeah.
That's a dad.
That's
Cause dads have to learn to pass down movies like that to their sons. So like right now you hold Big Z, waiting on your well, you may have a girl, we don't know what you gonna have, Mike. You have a girl. You know, you shoot differently than me and Mr. French.
You got girls.
But don't worry about it, my first one was a boy. I shoot different. That's all I'm saying. I shoot different. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a girl. Ain't nothing wrong with a girl. You just, you know, be prepared to go down the aisle and get tampons and woo. When mama can't do it, she be like, just go to the store and get you some tampons. Get some tampons. You be like, man, mother. When you're older, it's different. I remember this is a true story. When I was younger, my sisters had their period, and my mom and them, you know, my father wasn't driving us in the damn store. My mom was like, go to the store and go get them because they had cramps. You know, her stomach was hurting. And I had to go, and my friend came up. He said, what are you doing in this aisle? I'm like, nothing. And I had it in my hand. I went to school the next day, I was tampon man. So, Mike, your baby's due when?
September.
And Mr. French, how old is Big Z?
5 months.
5 months. So what advice would you give Big Head Mike, who's about to have a baby? We don't know if it's a girl or a boy yet. Or do we, and you ain't tell us?
Why would I know and not tell you?
I don't know, you tell secrets, you keep secrets all the time.
About the gender of the baby?
Well,
You keep secrets all the time.
About babies?
I don't know how many babies you got.
There's no surprise.
You don't even know all that either.
So what advice would you give him? Here's his Father's Day from a father who now has a kid now that's keeping you up at night sometimes. You get diapers. Now the dude who really stinks because he's eating solid food.
So what I would say is you're gonna find your own rhythm. You guys are gonna figure out what works for you guys, day in and day out. The one thing you're gonna need in spades is patience. Patience 24/7. That's what I would focus on. Because again, everything else is gonna come along as you guys figure out what works best for you. you're gonna need patience every second of the day. It's a completely new experience. It's gonna feel a little overwhelming, but again, just stay patient. You guys will be fine.
That's good advice. I think there was a hidden message in there, like don't listen to your father-in-law or your father. His father-in-law, your father.
Well, I've never said that out loud.
I think there was something hidden in there. I think there was. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look in there.
So just to show it, let's listen to Brady ignore everything you say.
That's on you. All right.
I'm basically a veteran now. So.
All right. Brady is that hot coach that people are like, oh, we want that coach.
He Sean McVay, you Bill Belichick.
I'm Lombardi. Baby, you ain't seen what I did? You know what I'm saying? I'm Lombardi, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I got an A-ring. I might get another one eventually, maybe.
Hey, so listen. So it's Father's Day, right? We're celebrating Father's Day. We're having a cookout. Actually, we're doing this early because we're releasing before Father's Day. So, what do you guys? I'm gonna go around each one of you guys. I'm gonna start with Mr. French first because he's actually having Father's Day right now. So yours is kind of like on layaway. You got Father's Day on layaway. So Mr. French, what do you think Father's Day looks like? What would you say is a typical or what you think is a normal Father's Day from the time you wake up to get the baby a good age? So right now, you know, Big Z ain't making you nothing, but from poop pipe through diapers. So what do you think a Father's Day looks like to you?
I think Father's Day, historically, and what most men prefer is you spend time with your family all day, whether that's a cookout, just spending time with your children, especially, of course, enjoying the fruits of your labor there, and then just spending the day with the family.
Bro, you trying to get a job up here or something? Because that was a textbook extra. This is what you expect.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Mike, what do you think Father's Day is going to look like? Now, remember, not when they're little like this. You know what I'm saying? As you get a little older, what do you think Father's Day, what do you anticipate Father's Day to be? A normal Father's Day. Now, it's going to change, but go ahead. What do you think is going to be normal?
I mean, similar to Brady, just hanging with the family. Cause that's how like Mother's Day and Father's Day is now. Just hanging with your kids.
Father's Day is shit you put together, bust your knuckles on to feed them. It's getting socks. It really is getting your cologne that you wear every day, that you can get at the store by your damn self, and they get it for you. Now the only thing, and I will change one part because they'll come home with bullshit that they make from school. You know, like macaroni stuff. And they make stuff like they tried to make a cup, but now it's an ashtray and you don't smoke. You know, those kind of things. But you'll keep that, and then later on when they all out the house and they graduated college and they moved on, you're like, oh, that was sweet. But when you get it, you're like, what the? You did. You know what I'm saying? They never asked mama to give them no money to help get you a gift. When it's Mother's Day, they be like, hey, can you help us get mama something? What about me? What about me? It isn't fair. That's Father's Day. Father's Day is just sitting back, watching them eat the food you cook, while mother gets to go to brunch. There's no Father's Day brunch.
You talk to a therapist about this?
Yeah.
No, you can't talk to a therapist. There's no therapist.
Are we able to skip Father's Day? Optional?
Father's Day is one. Like I said, it changes. When they little, it doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Father's Day is like, because it's another day. Because they're little, they don't know Father's Day from Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So we brought you guys over here because son-in-law, son, and you're experiencing Father's Day for the first time. So part of this was we said, do you have any questions that you want to ask him? I did it with BuzzFeed and Cocoa Butter, so I'm going to get with you guys. And so we did pick a straw, or how you want to say it. And Mr. French got to ask the question first. So I'm going to turn over to Mr. French and have Mr. French ask his first question. Elderly, wise, sophisticated, highly intelligent, super important, fabulous, fabuloso father.
Is that it? Okay. So if you can name several things if you want to, but if you can narrow it down, what do you think is the most important characteristic for a father to have?
important thing for a father to have is make sure this long no. The most important thing for a father to have, what you hit on first of all, is patience. And then the ability to gain wisdom. When I say wisdom, that don't mean you're gonna be Solomon. That don't mean you're gonna be wise like Solomon. What that means is that if you're doing something that's not working, you gotta change it. You have to be understanding that because this is what happened to me, I'm gonna do it to my child. You know, I've shared before, people know this, and so it's no mystery. You guys know it. You know, my father, he would never win Father of the Year. He wasn't gonna win it. He never would. So I can't do the things he did and then expect a different result. You know what I'm saying? So again, it is patience, but it's also being able to look into yourself, have that consciousness of yourself to say, this isn't working, something's not working, and I want to do better. It's the easiest thing anybody can say is, well, I'm gonna do better for my kids than my dad did for me. That's easy. That's called lip service. In the jail, we used to tell inmates all the time, don't talk to me to death. When inmates say, I'm gonna whoop your ass, I'm gonna whoop your fat ass. Well, don't talk to me to death, get to whoop my ass. So that's what you have to do. Don't talk yourself to death, don't talk the kids to death, don't talk the mother to death. If you want to change something, you want to make something better in your child's life that you didn't have, you have to look in yourself and say, is there something I need to change? Something I need to do better than what I saw? So again, patience is number one. But number two, have that wisdom in yourself to know, I gotta change. I gotta do better. I gotta be better. I gotta act better. And I gotta, because remember, you're gonna produce, it's like growing a seed. The baby is the seed. The baby's the seed. And you're nurturing it, you're growing it, you're watering it, you're feeding it, you're giving it the sunlight and everything else, you're making sure the weeds don't get around and all that kind of stuff. So you have to take care of it just like that. And those are the things that I would tell to your question, those things. Again, I hate to be redundant, patience, but also being looking into yourself and finding that wisdom, that strength. And sometimes finding that strength, you have to go to other people. People like maybe me, people like Ken, your dad, you know what I'm saying? Other people, Grandpa, man, you know what I'm saying? Say, okay, these are people who've been through this. That doesn't mean you're gonna repeat everything they do, but there's something that they did that you say, okay, cool, I can use that. I may not use that, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of my father's shit, I'm like, oh, I'm throwing this in the garbage. But there were certain things I was able to pick out and say, I'm gonna use that. All right? So now with that being said, Mike,
That's not my name.
that's your name. Mike, your question.
So my question is, what was it like going from just having like you, well, like both instances have you with like you and your wife, it was just you two, and then like the next day there's a baby there. Like, what was that adjustment like? Because I'm getting like nervous about that right now.
That's a good question. I don't remember, because what happens is I don't want to say that God gives you amnesia, but it's like this motherfucker always been here. So it's like it just happens. It just I'm sure Mr. French, it's like you go from you can remember them not being there to them always there. You know what I'm saying? It's like your mind plays tricks on you. They've always been there. You're like, they were? You know, man, he's 6 months old. 6 months he went in. You don't remember, because 6 months without that baby being there is not there. It just, to me, that's just to me. It played a trick on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I think your mind has to do that, because if it doesn't do that, you can go back to, I was a Playboy 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? You can go back to, so I think your mind instantly does that, and the baby was always there. It's like, if you truly love that baby, it's like, oh, you've always been here. You know? It's like God has always been here. You know what I'm saying? And you look at your wife sometimes, you've always been here. You have memories of, somebody else. But it's like, you've always been here. You've always been here. I look at Brandy. Who invited him to the barbecue? He always been here. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes those kind of things because when you love somebody and they love you and they show that love, it's like they've always been here. It's just one of those natural things that's going to occur and it's going to happen. The baby's going to. You got the baby right now growing. Your Alex has the baby in the stomach growing right now, and all of a sudden, baby's gonna come out, girl or boy, and it's gonna be like, baby always been here. Baby always been here, and you can't remind. Your brain won't let you. You remember. You have memories like I used to be fly. I used to be cool, and then you was changing the shitty diapers. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way it is. At least that's what happened to me.
All right. So the next question I have is just about the relationship between like you and your wife after you have the baby. What is your advice on just making sure that you keep the relationship intact? And like I know there are going to be like bumpy roads, but just make sure like you work through everything.
First of all, you ain't getting the booty like you used to get. Not no more. So you cancel that out. Booty, the free booty rain is done. There's no. Look at me. No free booty runs. That's done. That's done. But no, again, that comes with patience and time. Because the number one thing that you have to remember, I want both of you guys to remember this, is that the second best job you could ever have on this world is being a dad. That's the second best job. I really think that the best one is being a mother. So being a dad, you're going to be a dad. Now, there's some motherfuckers out here, they not dads, so they can't just claim that. But if you really gonna be a dad, that's the second best job because God has blessed you with something. God gave you something. He said, this is for you. This is for you. And what you have to do is you have to grow it and nurture it and put it back out to the world. Because that baby belongs to the streets. It don't belong to you. It belongs to you for a little bit of time while you grow up, but it belongs to the street. And how you put it out there is what people want to remember. You can have $1 million and die. But they're gonna look at your kids and be like, who your people? Who your daddy? Who your mom? You know what I'm saying? That's how they're gonna know. You can look at people and you be like, you see their kids, you're like, okay, their mama done raised them right. Their daddy raised them right. So you have to understand that. So as you go along, it's gonna hurt. I'm telling you. Little Mr. Willie gonna be lonely some nights. Mr. Willie get lonely too. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, boy. So that happens. But if you put more emphasis on sex than you do your children, or more emphasis on sex than you do your relationship, then there's something wrong with you.
I'm not even like asking, well, I know that's one thing I'm going to do. Not from a sex standpoint though, it's just more like back to you have like two people, or if you have more than kids, like 2+ kid people who you need to like balance your relationship with because they both need like different things from you, and then like you also need things from them too. So
there's nothing that's 50-50. First of all, there's nothing 50-50. So that means if you have, you can't break it down. I believe that your number one importance, men, women disagree on this. I believe your number one importance is your kids. Because when you gone, that's all you left behind. Because if I die today, if I drop dead right now asking this question, I go like, my God, and just die. She will get married again tomorrow, or 2 days, a week, or a year. Nah, she will get married again. And y'all go like, remember when my dad was in the kitchen, he died. And then the dude gonna be like, yeah, I saw it on TV. You see what I'm saying? So, your number one thing is your kids. And y'all have to come to some kind of how much energy you're gonna put into it. That doesn't mean you neglect your marriage. That doesn't mean you neglect your relationship, but you put into it. There's no 50-50. That means one day she may be giving 75%, you may only have 25% to give because the world did knock you down. Or you may have 75% to give, but she only got 25% to give because the world did knock her down. So you have to give and take. It has to be give and take. When it comes to the kids, again, it's gonna be the same way. One kid, I had 5. And remember, Mike, you had a space hammer when you was born. One kid may need a lot of attention. He's special. He's unique. He's delicate. He don't understand. Stop breathing the amniotic fluid when you get out in the world. So each kid's gonna ask for a certain amount. Some kids don't ask for nothing. When I say they don't have enough, but they're not gonna. One kid won't cry. One kid is gonna cry all the time. Like, damn, when you gonna shut up? Or when she gonna shut up? And the other kid just gonna be sitting like this, just chilling in the corner. So you give what you got, give what they need, and that's the thing that comes again with that wisdom part. To look at the situation and say, I gotta be better, I gotta do better, and it comes like that. So, to me, just to me, everything's gonna fall in place with time and patience. So you have to understand one thing: you have to put somebody above you. Either if it's gonna be your wife, so she can pour back into the kids and you, or it's gonna be your kids and you can pour back into the kids, so it's less stress on her. Something has to give. But if you're not willing to sacrifice a little bit of yourself to help this grow, then you're gonna have a problem. So as you navigate, you're gonna give and go. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna figure it out yourself. And if you have any problems, you know you can always call on me. You know, I'll be there beside you all the way. Cause that's what dad's are for.
If you say anything,
that's what dad's are for. Alright, let's get Mr. French's next question.
So, you go next, buddy. I was gonna ask, going into fatherhood for the first time, what did you think was gonna be the most difficult aspect of fatherhood? And then, what would you say ended up being the actual most difficult?
To me, I thought, it's real childish. I thought the most difficult part was, please don't kill them kids. Please don't, because kids do things that are, your wife tried to stick a fork in an electric socket. Mike choked on a 40-ounce bottle cap. They do things like, oh, please don't kill these kids. So those things are going to happen. To me, that was the hardest part, because you should have ate, okay, can I eat this? You don't know when is a good time to give them a whole banana, and that they can actually, their mouth is able to smash it and chew it and everything like that. You're like, I don't know, are they able? Those kind of things you have to, they're more durable than you think. You understand what I'm saying? So that was scaring me the whole time. Put them on egg cartons and all that kind of stuff, but they still do stupid stuff. The hardest part is when they get to that point where like, fuck you. They get to that age and they hitting that high school age, and it's in high school, right before college maybe or something. And now, you gotta make sure you don't kill them. Because now you mad, you know what I'm saying? But you understand that they're becoming who they are supposed to be. Everything you now have done is now becoming fruition. The fruit is now starting to bear. You're starting to watch the fruit bear. You're starting to watch that tree make an apple or a pear, or cherries are starting to come. So now you start to see everything you've done. And now you got to sit back and hope that you've done everything right, that has made sense, and it's going to lead them on the right path. So at first you scared that, something's going to happen to them. And then you scared that, oh shit, did I put the wrong in? Did I put the wrong fertilizer on here? Did I do? Because then it turns, because they start turning into adults, young adults. And when they turn to young adults, that's scary, because you don't have control, and you gotta hope and believe that everything you did to the best of your ability, and it's gonna work out. Those are the two scariest moments when they're young, because it's a squirrel whoop their ass. You know what I'm saying? A little baby, a squirrel whoop the baby ass. And when they get older, and they start becoming young adults, they ready to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you start off one way, then it flips. I think that's my answer to that question. So with that being said, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna eat. Now here, Facebook family and friends, is we're saying a prayer to thank God for everything He's done for us, for allowing us to be fathers, and hoping that He guides our steps. And we're about to eat. But I have to let you guys know, we've been having some audio difficulty throughout the whole day. And it gets a little worse just a little because the mic is picking up when we go to eat, picks up the fan. But please stay with us because some good information is dropped, some fun is had. So excuse the fan that you hear, but we're going to go ahead and play through it and get through it, and we promise we'll make it up on a later time. But we think there's something in there you might get. So let's take it from the kitchen after the prayer into the family room where we can sit around and with woman and my daughter and just enjoy Father's Day cookout. You look back and it's like a great vineyard. You got the first generation of grapes when you're a father, the first generation of grapes. And you put everything into the soil. You put your blood, your sweat, your tears, everything into it. And what I'm doing is I'm benefiting from now this vineyard that I put out, the first generation vineyard now is starting to produce another generation. And I get to sit back and go like, yes, Godfather Don Corleone. Oh, the grapes are good. The wine will be good this year. You know what I'm saying? Because when the first generation, you ain't know what the wine was going to come out like. You're like, oh, please, don't let me make MD 2020. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make Merlot and all that stuff, and you about to make MD 20. Because some people will take great wine vineyards and make Colt 45. So that's just to let you know. So you sit back and if you do it right, you won't even know you did it right until years later. You won't even know you did it right until years later. Nobody's going to tell you. People will tell you, hey, you're doing a good job. You're doing this. But you'll still be like, am I doing it right? Because you'll see people mess up here and there, and you're going to mess up. And they're going to mess up. But if you do it right years later, you sit back and be like, that's a tasted vineyard. Them grapes are fine. You know, not the wine part, just the grapes. Because they're going to go into their own wine. All right, so now as we start to wind down, we can get to the cigar stage. Nighttime coming. So we're going to get to the last question you guys have. And I'm going to try to close it out as the baby making noise. Shut up, baby! Mr. French, your question.
So, as you progress and the kids start to get a little bit older, have you found a reliable method to introduce them to responsibilities in the household and otherwise, out in general at school, where, the places that they're going to be once they're more independent?
It's funny to me, and when people talk about responsibility in kids, like I said, I'll be at a conference where I'll be talking about education and children. You introduce your kids starting from the first time they see you put them to sleep. They see how bottle feeding happens, how playtime happens. That's when you introduce them to responsibilities. They understand that this is what's supposed to happen at this and this and that. You're going to adjust accordingly, you know what I'm saying? But you teach responsibility because they're going to need responsibility. They have to answer to somebody. Everybody answers to somebody. So they have to answer somebody. You teach them responsibility on a level where as they can handle it. So each time that they get to a little older, they get a little more responsibility. So then they get a responsibility to let you know, or I go to the bathroom. I mean, my boy said this, Dad, all my kids said it, Daddy, I go to the bathroom, and I had to take them to the bathroom. So they had to let me know they had to go to the bathroom. They couldn't just sit and do it in their pants no more, their underwear no more. Then they got responsibility of making sure they took showers, or they took, or they made sure they brushed their teeth. So there is not one point of time that you teach them responsibility, but you're going to teach them responsibility every step of the way, because the responsibility they have to take is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You're going to teach them responsibility. They're responsible for their homework. If you do it the right way, I had the kids would do their homework. At first, I was always on them, like, do this. And they had to show me their homework, had to show me their work. Then when it got to the point where I didn't know what the hell they was doing, I pretended I knew. But after eventually, they knew this is what we have to do. We have to do our homework. We have to do this. We have to do this. And that's the same way. Any responsibility is slowly brought on to them. You enforce it. And then when it comes to the next level of their growth, You enforce that next responsibility. And eventually what happens is, when they go to college, like I was blessed to have all 5 go to college, they know they got to do the work. They know they got, you know what I'm saying? They know, you know, what to expect. They know because you've already instilled in them. And what happens is, the best way I can say is like this. An elephant is a strong animal, right? But yet you can train the elephant with just a rope, a single rope, a small rope. Because the elephant is taught at a young age that this rope stops him from, he can only go 100 feet with this rope, right? And the elephant doesn't know no better because he's taught that at a young age. So if you teach responsibility at a young age, that responsibility keeps going on. That child doesn't even understand it. I can say, F you daddy, F you mama, but he or she doesn't do it because they've been taught on that rope. You got responsibilities, we expect this from you, this is what we expect. So they constantly keep doing it. And by the time you look up, the rope is gone. You been took that rope off. But they still, you know what I'm saying? They still know they're responsible for their actions and their consequences. So I hope that helps. Mike, your last question.
Just Mike.
Don't Mike got a beard like, he got a red beard like Malcolm X. But he don't look like Malcolm X. He Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Just Mike. People always say, like, cherish the moments with your kids because they say, like, it goes by real fast. Is there any stage, like, throughout, like, all 5 that you cherish, like, more than others?
There are. But you don't know what they are until they hit you. I can tell you, true story. Mike, and me and his mom had separated, and so me and Mike, we had, child support, visitation. And I used to get Michael, and I used to have to make sure, because I was raised better by my parents, make sure that he's clean and washed. So when his mother picks him up, he ain't got food on him, his clothes is clean. So one day we partying, too hard. I'm partying, I got Mike with me, we go to somebody's house, we partying. Mike partying, they get him popsicles, I'm drinking the Miller High Life. We come back, I'm like, I gotta go to work, I gotta get him ready for his mom. Mike has got to be 4 years old. Normally you take a bath with your kid, but I'm like, we gotta take a shower, Mike, we gotta take a shower. So I'm getting him ready for a shower, and I'm in the shower with Mike. And I'm washing him up, trying to get him all clean this face, because I'm trying to take a shower at the same time. I'm moving out the way, and my son is looking up to me. He got that panic look like, I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he looks at me, and he says, don't pee on me. I'm like, what?
No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. No.
That is one of those moments that Kodak couldn't. It's like, no. Because in my innocence of being a young father, your innocence of being a young baby, you take baths with kids, and you don't think. So those moments, that's moment caught in time that I share. Moments are going to come and go. The moments that you hold on to that are going to snap back to you are going to be those moments that you're going to need at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? When they graduate, when I saw you graduate college, you was at Case, looking like a doofus. I'm the strongest man on the football team. I remember seeing you when we was going through when you was with Monty and Jay was baby, so it was just me and Monty, and y'all was on this merry-go-round at this little bitty stand they used to have that had little kiddie carts and stuff, little kiddie cart place, you know what I'm saying, off to the side of the road. I remember seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Those moments that you think your brain's gonna capture them, and then it's gonna replay them when you least expect them, or they're gonna have a look. Your kid's gonna have a look, or they're gonna say something, and it's gonna be like, I remember that. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? And those are the moments. I think that, to me, that's what my brain's captured. There's not one particular moment that stands out. I mean, the little shower moment stood out because I thought I was going to jail. In 24 hours, I thought they were going to arrest me at the sheriff's department. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to jail. He'll go home and tell his mama. I'm like, I ain't it. So, but other than that, it's those moments that stand out, and they stand out for a reason, but you don't know why you're going to remember them. You know what I'm saying? I remember Jada graduating high school, and I remember the song Live Without You, something like, some people live their dreams. And that song. I remember Monty doing her, what's it called? Show, the talent show. I remember the boys stretching when they was going to work out for football. You know, those moments. And I remember another moment where they cut the grass and I didn't have to ask for them to cut the grass. So it's just those moments. They do go by fast. I'm telling y'all, they go by fast. You're going to look up and you're going to have a red bearded, four-eyed fool sitting in your house barefoot eating ribs.
I got socks on.
Sitting there talking crap. And your daughter's going to come home and say, guess who's coming to dinner?
And say, hey, Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
You're going to have that. So they're coming. You don't know when it's going to happen. But your brain, if it works right, you're going to remember, don't hold on to one particular moment because you're going to lose the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying? If you try to take a picture just today, you're going to miss the whole week. You try to take a picture of the week, you're going to miss the whole month. You try to take a picture of the month, you're going to miss the whole year. So don't hold on to one. Let them come in, and then your brain will sort them out and replay them to you when you need them. And you hope that, at least I hope, knock on wood, that if I should succumb to some kind of mental, that those memories will keep me, you know what I'm saying, as I go forward. So I hope that. So I want to say this before we go smoke cigars. Even though we don't smoke cigars, we're just saying that we ain't smoking no cigars. I want you guys to understand something. And Brady, Mr. French, you're going to be indoctrinated into a world that I don't think you knew was there. You knew was there, but you may not have been exposed to it. You guys are going to be raising children. That's number one. And I hate to say this, back in the day, they used to always say, who's your daddy? If your daddy was a king, you were a prince. Oh, that's the candlestick maker's son. That's the farmer's son. That's the cobbler's son. You know what I'm saying? That's the knight's son. It changed here in America, and they said, what's the mother? They tried to throw the father out. It all became, I hate to say it, became because of racism. You know what I'm saying? Brady, I want to give you all my blessings and prayer because you're going to have to get into this world now. You've been into it because you grew up into it. You're raising, no matter how we look at Big Z, they're going to look at him as he's black. There's nothing wrong with him. We would love to be able to say he's just who he is, but they're not. You guys are going to be raising black children. And that's something I would be amiss if I didn't let you guys know that you are. And you guys have to prepare yourselves, put on the armor that you have to put on. Be prepared to fight for them and defend them from me, from whoever. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to defend them. Because there are obstacles that are going to be put out there for them. Private penitentiaries say we want so many people to fill these penitentiary cells. We know for a fact people are trying to say we want a workforce. We don't want to educate force, we want to work force. We have to educate our children. I think education is, if you want to make your child be special, educate them. Make sure they get an education. Remember when everybody was, remember when COVID came, what would they call them? The workers who had to go to the grocery store, they called
Essential.
Essential. As soon as, but the people who were educated could stay at home and had less risk. You see what I'm saying? And then as soon as everybody started going back to work, the essential people was like, no, forget the essential people. So raise your kids and know your surroundings. Always be aware of your surroundings as you raise these children. And this is something, as a black dad, I'm gonna tell you, I love both of you guys. And I love your children. And I'm gonna raise them. And but you guys are more advanced than me. But I want you to know, as y'all step into this world, what the consequences are. Just look around. Let them know their history. Let them know their family. Both sides. Like them, you know what I'm saying? Sarah's side, Brady, your mom's side, everybody's side. They gotta know. But understand how the world's gonna see them and prepare them, build them up. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody has a saying, everybody says this now. I don't play checkers, I play chess. Them motherfuckers say that sometimes, don't even play goddamn chess. They have no idea the rules. But sometimes the board is not, it's stacked against us. And it's not right. Sometimes you start 2 steps behind. Sometimes you don't even have pause that you're supposed to have. So with that being said, enjoy fatherhood. Because I'll tell you, it's the second best job you could ever have. Second best, I believe. Motherhood is gonna be the first. The second best. No matter what happens, mama gets abducted by aliens. That's your baby. You gotta raise it. Him or her, you gotta raise it. Mama moves to Atlantis under the ocean. You gotta raise that baby. So remember that and own the baby as your own. Don't let anything else interfere with that. Monetary, anything. Just understand when you gone and when the world is gone and it's burning and you're dead, somebody's gonna look at that baby and say, "Who your daddy?" And what you did is gonna say whether they're gonna give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Man, they raised you right. And I've not necessarily met anybody who didn't say I didn't raise mine right. And I want that for y'all. You raised them right. So with that being said, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day. I see you ate all my damn ribs. You know what I'm saying? Mike, I'm sorry your girl wouldn't let you, your wife wouldn't let you drink beer, but that's on you. That's between you and her.
He's responsible.
So, and with that being said, until we see you guys again next time, from my son-in-law and my son, Mike, remember, we love you.